Chapter 9.4, Day 2, Solving Using the Quadratic Formula. Key idea, interpreting the discriminant. Quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus square root b square minus 4ac all over 2a. This formula you have used in the previous lessons, but this part of the formula, that is square root of b square minus 4ac without the square root. So the expression b square minus 4ac in the quadratic formula is called discriminant. You can use the discriminant to determine the number of real solutions of a quadratic equation. Now we are going to look at the graphs when discriminant is greater than 0, less than 0, or equal to 0. So if the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, is greater than 0, if the value of when we solve this comes out more than 0, then you're going to have two real solutions. And the graph of this type would look like something like that, where you're going to cut the x-axis at 2 points, which means that you're going to have two x-intercept, or you can call it as two real solutions. Next is when b square minus 4ac equal to 0. If the value of when you solve the b square minus 4ac comes out 0, then you're going to have one real solution or one x-intercept, which means that the graph or the parabola is going to cut at x-axis only at one point. The next is when b square minus 4ac is less than 0. It means the b square minus 4ac value came out as negative number. Then you can say that there is no real solution or no x-intercept. In this case, the parabola is going to look like something like that, where it's going to never cut at x-axis at any point, which means there is no x-intercept. Example number 4, determining the number of real solutions. The quadratic equation is given as x squared plus 8x minus 3 equals 0. Set the equation equal to 0, that's your first step. In this case, this equation is already equal to 0, so it is in standard form already. Now we are going to recognize a, b, and c. So the a is 1, and b is 8, and c is negative 3. And now you're going to plug it into the formula. Substitute ABC into discriminant, and the discriminant formula is b square minus 4ac, and you're going to plug it in 8 square minus 4 times 1 times negative 3, and then you're going to simplify it. 8 squared is 64, and that's going to be negative 4 times negative 3, which is going to be positive 12, and you're going to get the answer as 76, which is greater than 0. So if the discriminant is 76, which is greater than 0, therefore there are going to be two real solutions. So two real solutions. Now let's do the B part of this example. First step is to write the equation into a standard form. In this case, the other side is not equal to 0, so it's not in standard form. So what you're going to do first, you're going to subtract 6x on both sides. So now you're going to write this equation into a standard form. So 2x squared, and then you're going to have an x term. So x term is negative 6x plus 7 equal to 0. Now you're going to identify a, b, and c. So a is 2, b is negative 6, and c is 7. Substitute into the formula b squared minus 4ac, and in this case you're going to have is negative 6 squared minus 4 times 2 times 7, and negative 6 square is 36, minus 4 times 2 is 8 times 7, that is going to be 56. So your discriminant is going to be negative 20. So that's negative 20, which is less than 0. And that means, therefore, there are no real solution for this type. Next, we're going to pause this video and you're going to try the U-try problems number 8, 9, and 10. For number 8, the equation is already in standard form and is equal to 0. So all you have to do is recognize A, B, and C. And then you're going to plug it into the formula discriminant b square minus 4ac. And that's going to be 4 times negative 1 times negative 4, and that's going to be 16. So square root of 4 is 16, and negative 4 times 1 is positive 4. Positive 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. So that's going to be 0. So if the discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac, equal to 0, then there is going to be one real solution. For number 9, you're going to add 1 on both sides to write this equation into a standard form, and the other side is equal to 0. A is 6, B 2, and C is 1. Put it in a discriminant formula, b square minus 4ac. So that's going to be 2 squared minus 4 times 6 times 1, and that's going to give you 4 minus 24, and that is negative 20. So discriminant is negative 20, which is less than 0. So there are no real solutions. For number 10, first of all, I'm going to remove the 2 from the bottom. So this is a fraction, so I'm going to remove the fraction by multiplying the 2 with each and every term. So 2 and 2 cancel. X squared equals 7 times 2 is 14x. Minus 1 times 2 is 2. I'm going to make it into one equation, so I'm going to subtract 14x on both sides, and I'm going to add 2, so that you have a standard form x squared minus 14x plus 2, and other side become 0 because this and this cancel, so this side is 0. A is 1, B negative 14, and C is 2. B squared minus 4AC, so that's going to be negative 14 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2. 14 squared is 196 minus 8, and that's going to be 188. So 188 is discriminant, that is greater than 0. So there are going to be 2 real solutions. So in the more practice solving quadratic using the quadratic formula, we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve this, and we're going to set that equal to 0 and find the discriminant, where A is 9, B 12, and C is 2. B squared minus 4AC, and that's going to be 12 squared minus 4 times 9 times 2. So 12 squared is going to be 44, minus, you're going to have 9 times 4, 36, times 2 is 72. And now you're going to subtract these. And 144 minus 72, you got 72, which is greater than 0. So you're going to have 2 real solutions. Now, if you want to find the 2 real solutions, you're going to use the formula that is x equals negative b plus or minus b square minus 4ac over 2a. X equals negative 12 plus or minus, you already found the b square minus 4ac and that came out as 72. So the 72 inside, 2 times 9. So x equals negative 12. Break 72 down as 36 times 2. And on the bottom is 18. You got here is negative 12 plus or minus. Square root of 36 is 6 outside and you have 2 inside. And on the bottom is 18. You can separate them and reduce them if you can. So negative 12 over 18 can be reduced as 2 over 3 plus or minus 1 over 3 square root 2. So you have two answers. Negative 2 plus or minus square root 2 all divided by 3. And you can tell there are two real solutions because one with the positive sign and one with the negative sign. And we already saw that we are going to have two real solutions. So for number 2, this equation is not in the form of standard form. You're going to subtract 3 on both sides so that you have other side equal to 0. A is 2, B is 4, and C is 4. Find the discriminant, b square minus 4ac, and that's going to be 8 square minus 4 times 2 times 4. 8 square is 64. 4 times 2 is 8 times 4, that is 32. 64 minus 32 is greater than 0. It means you're going to have two real solutions. Write the quadratic formula. B square minus 4ac you already found, that's 32. So you're going to have negative 8 plus or minus square root 32 over 4. Break the 32 as 16 times 2. Square root of 16 is 4, that's outside. Now divide the 8 by 4 and this term by 4 and reduce them. Here you got negative 2. 4 and 4 cancel, you got square root 2. And then you're going to have two answers for this. And those answers are, one is negative 2 plus square root 2 and negative 2 minus square root 2. So two real solutions.